Okay, let's talk through it. Wicked. Okay, guys, so it's me, Gary Lee, Real Gaz, also known as Rival Gaz, on this stream. It is week 15 of the stream since we've come back, and currently PhD week 13. What I want to do, probably around the time we get the scholarship feedback, is do a recap of the games that we've played. So we've played a number of games this season, like more than 15 games, and it's been a lot of fun, and we've done a lot of cool stuff, right? So far, most of these reviews are simply just talking about what I did in the week, so that way everybody knows where I'm up to. And in that spirit, let's get started with the PhD. So I completed my literature review component of the confirmation of candidature document, right? So what I have to do as part of my PhD is complete a project plan proposal and submit that at my confirmation of candidature. And so for those of you who don't know, that's the point where I'm most definitely in the PhD. So at the moment I'm in, but there's still it's like probationary period, I suppose. That's one way of looking at it. I'm confident that I'll get through, right? I'm fine. So we've been working on this throughout, ever since we started. And this is the section here, the literature and games review. I wrote this on stream. I did the research partially on stream, and then, outside of stream time, thinking about ideas and things like this. As you know, I try to do everything on stream. Basically, what I did was look at who the leading authors are in citations and popularity, I suppose, accessibility digitally. Obviously, that has some flaws. In an attempt to overcome these flaws, we went and did a review of the latest Routledge work on video game studies, and we were able to sort of do a cross analysis between who are the biggest names in the industry and who are the people writing the sort of textbook on video game studies, right? So we were able to do a bit of overlap there. My supervisor is not a gamer, but she is still an expert in her field as the director of arts at this university. They asked me to review some games and to come up with why I want to play them, and to provide some additional information about those games in a way that they would understand. And I thought that through, and I figured, well, the confirmation of candidature team, who may or may not be comprised of academics who will be able to connect with what I'm doing, they might also appreciate this accessibility. The 4 games that I chose, I will be talking about other games as well in the PhD and throughout the stream. However, for the sake of the document, we had to choose 4 games, and those 4 games are Fortnite, World of Warcraft, Hades, Counter-Strike. Those are the games. You will notice there's no driving game, no fighting game, no Minecraft. This is something that I'm aware of. No Pokemon either, right? This is something that I'm challenged with. Games that I would like to most definitely include would be some titles from the Tencent family, as well as games like Pokemon and the crafting games and so on, because I'm a believer in elite gaming being something that is broader than competitive esports. I'm of the opinion that elite gaming is more of a catch-all term for players of games that have skills and ability that are beyond the ordinary, effectively extraordinary. But I picked these games because it's possible to start with these games and tell their story with the help of other games. It's possible to start with these games and connect with those games, or use those games, as I just said, to tell the story of these games. So I'm pretty happy with that. So we wrote that section, got that done. No word on scholarship. So if I pull up like the calendar, they said in an email to me that I would find out late June. So I imagine that would be next Friday then, or maybe even later today. But I doubt that. As you know, guys, we do this on a Friday, so we work 7 days a week. We don't quit. Things could happen. But the university doesn't work 7 days a week, obviously. Debatable. Okay. So no word on scholarship. If I'm honest, I don't think I will get it. Which has been a source of discontentment. And just the other week, on Saturday, the day after we did this, I was feeling really bored and down, because it's like, if I was just working in cybersecurity, I would be able to do so much more and help so many people. Unlike with my current situation at the minute, where I really feel like at times I feel like I was just effectively deceived. But it's all good. Let's talk about the gaming, right? I'm okay, guys. I'm okay. I get to play video games all day. You don't. Now, I was struggling on Hades Shield, right? All week. It took me something like almost 2 weeks. Off the top of my head, I think the stat was 11 days. I think so. My last shield attempt is here, right? So what you're looking at here is the Hades security log. It's basically like a diary of in-game stuff. It's like a receipt. So on an escape attempt, you can't see it, but it says 563. I completed the game with an in-game time of 9 minutes and 53 seconds. I don't have the screenshot here to show you now, but yesterday afternoon, approximately 6 o'clock, I just had lurkers. I was able to get my Hades time, right? So I got sub 10, and it was a personal best time. It was really great. I learnt a lot in the process. And if I was just to talk about 3 things of note, it would be that my grip and alternative ways of play. Yeah, that was with the shield weapon, Causey. My latest time is better than that. I don't know if I can pull it up. Anyway, so I was struggling with the shield. It took me over 100 attempts, 11 days of consistently playing that weapon and improving. 3 things of note was, I feel like my grip and style of play, my precision, is improving, which is really good. I'm coming up with, it's written down on an envelope somewhere, but baseline performance that I need to meet in order to consistently get within the ballpark. And then finally, going through, and I got a great question there from Causey, thank you. Going through and redoing my sub 10-minute runs is going to help me for when I do Hermes Cup, which is play the game with each weapon and you get timed in real time. So not in-game time, but in real time. My current record of beating the game 6 times in a row, once with each weapon, and then moving on to the next weapon, is 2.5 hours in real time. And I'm hoping that when I play, being able to get my sub 10 times again, sub 10-minute times, I can bring my overall time average down. So that way, when I do a Hermes Cup, I should, by default, just be playing faster. And hopefully I can improve my Hades Cup time. So Causey asked a question about why I like play with a controller like this. This is my current grip. And the reason being is you can see how my thumb is locked in here. It's to prevent me from using my thumb, because that's where I had the injury in my hand. So again, that injury being like a RSI or overuse injury combined with at the time I was doing pull-ups on a wide grip, right? So with this here, this would just be considered like a standard grip because I can really wrap around. With a wide grip, you cannot get your hand fully over and your thumb is fully extruded or whatever. And that places tremendous pressure on that part. And basically, if you're a big fat kid like me and you're trying to haul yourself up after playing video games for 8 hours straight, 7 days a week, it's too much. However, I'm back. I'm back in perfect form. I'm faster than ever. However, I did lose all my pull-up strength. So now I have this challenge of rebuilding my strength and fitness and avoiding injury. Just give me a sec, guys. I've got to shut the door. Sorry, not to dox myself, but I do live near a school, right? And so sometimes you can hear the music going. And that's all I'll say about that. Right. So let's talk about the stream then. Wait. Sorry. Crackdown. I see it here. We're up to this bit. Crackdown. Good, bad games. This one is really fascinating to me. So we've been playing with viewers. The game is Crackdown 3. This is the game here. See if I can just like get a trailer going. No sound for you guys. It's the game that featured Terry Crews, and there's lots of shooting and jumping. It's supposed to be like a GTA type. I don't really know, but open world, mayhem, explosions, all sorts of stuff. The game has its own history, right? Let me just say, we're playing it on legendary difficulty, and we are having a ton of fun. The game is bad, right? The game is bad, but it's not a bad game. What I'm trying to say is, imagine the people at Elden Ring totally screwing up Elden Ring to the point where it was actually fun for anyone who played it, not just elitist Souls players. Radical, right? So we've just been screwing around in it, and what I found out was, and this is something about myself and how I play. There was a moment, we've got it on footage. I wish I could show it to you guys without going into the archive. It's a bit tricky. But there was like a pipe, and we had to try climb up. And we were, I would say, totally underleveled. We didn't have the power to do it. But just by screwing around and being skibbity rizzlers, and just being like, can I glitch jump up, or can I clip on geometry, or can I do something? We were able to climb up really high and do this thing that you shouldn't have been able to do. And I really appreciate games that allow you to play it how you want to play. And we've just been able to make our own fun with the game. So like when we were playing Remnant 2, I had no idea what was going on in the story. We just played the game on the default difficulty, I think, or easy, or whatever it was called. And like, we just played on default. I never spent any skill points or talent points. We never went back to the home base in the real world. We never bought item upgrades. I never crafted anything. I never did anything. I didn't even use items. I just played the game how I wanted to play it. And together, Subpar and I were able to beat that game, just smashed it, beat it in 12 hours. What I'm trying to say is that there's something to be said with video games whereby, yes, it's amazing. It's a cinema. It's a ride on a roller coaster. It's on rails. But being able to just play how you want to play and have the freedom to do so is really, really good. As a sidebar, I will say that Multiverses is a game that, because we were playing that all last week, it's been hard to just leave that game. I found that when we were playing with viewers, that we were actually pretty good. I thought I could be pretty good at that game, but I feel the ping is too bad, and it's very difficult to progress in the game because the game is designed around total monetization. So it's very aggressive. So what I'm saying is that, let's just say you wanted to play 10 hours a week. Well, even if you did put in the time, you wouldn't get all the stuff because some things are locked behind paid things. So let's just say there's a world, it has 10 levels. Well, levels 5 and 6 require you to buy something in order to complete them. The game lets you skip those levels, but you will never complete. And sometimes the experience, because not everything in the game gives you experience, kind of. Sometimes what you need is locked behind the paid thing. They did something as well, which I felt was just really bad, and it didn't give me a lot of hope for how the game was being made in terms of balance, in terms of it being able to be a competitive fighting game at the elite level, which was they introduced a new character. You had to beat bosses. It's something like beat 25 bosses. Well, there's only 20 bosses. So you can't even unlock it. It's just like a bit of a psychological trap to get you to spend your money to try to do whatever it is that you got to do. And then even if you were to buy everything and play everything, the game isn't even in a state where what they're advertising and promising is even available to you at all. It just made me feel like that game only has enough room to make a couple of meta characters, and that's it. All right, let's talk about the stream. The Kit Company drama and the Starlight signups. Okay. Kit Company drama with that young woman who used to work on accounts or whatever. We went through and we did our react like every other streamer. All I have to say is that I saw that this person is still engaging with streamers, with the ecosystem around Kick, And then people are reacting to this and allowing this person to have airtime and exposure that they ordinarily wouldn't get. It makes you think that, are they like an industry plant? So I think about Twitch and how there was a female streamer that Asmongold had a beef with, and they were just like a small nobody streamer type of thing. Not to be rude, like they're way bigger than me. And those two guys just didn't get along. And then all the arguing allowed this person who was like trolling Asmon to continue to grow and get bigger. And now they're just a permanent feature on the timeline. You can't get rid of them forever. It made me think that the people at Kick, if they know the science of growing streamers, then they should know the science of canceling streamers, and they should know the science of good press, bad press, and basic marketing. So if it's a bad look, it's just being like farmed for content really bad. And the whole thing, it didn't reflect for me personally, like it didn't reflect badly on the company. It didn't change my opinion of the company or anything. What it did do, though, was just serve as a reminder of the industry that I'm in and what happens in it. There is actually one other thing worth talking about that I found out today, and I'll talk about this first before Starlight signups. Okay, VOD views. On Kick, as of a couple of days ago, you go to kick.com/rivalgaz, for example. Basically what it is that you get views allocated to your VODs based on people who click on the stream and watch it live and people who clicked on the VOD, right? I just want to say and go on the record that no one watches my VODs on this platform, okay? When I was streaming on Twitch, if I was doing my job, I would get 100 views on a VOD. If I was just dicking around like I am here, I would just get my regulars. But I just want my regulars to know that my numbers are 0, and I'm not ashamed of that. However, now it says like 12 views, 15 views, 7 views. So what this means is that 3 days ago when I streamed, only 7 people clicked on the stream, according to this record. 2 days ago, 15. Yesterday, 12. Right? If I go to my stream charts or whatever to see what my average viewership is, so I can tell you right now, at this time, my average viewership is less. When I do my PhD update, I will be lucky to have one person, and that person is involved in my PhD. So yeah, like -1 follower gain, average views 7. So what this means is that this number here should be commensurate with these average viewers, but be aware that average viewers is across the entire duration of the stream. Well, you can expect that number to go up, and you can expect that number to go up for all streamers because, in my opinion, it's an extremely easy metric to manipulate with fake accounts. Period. Okay. Now, I don't mean to be a hater on Kick or anything. I'm not hating. I'm just saying that there will be many streamers who will be coming in blind and going, oh, wow, 300 views. You know, the same 3 people talk to me, even though the numbers are huge. I saw an American streamer, African-American guy, grinding hard, 1,000 followers or something, complaining about the very minimal engagement that he gets in his stream, despite everything else. Like things weren't being in alignment or commensurate with stuff, and he was confused. This is what I'm saying. You're going to see the same thing with these views, in my opinion. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Look, as someone who has an appreciation for how Twitch makes its money through advertising and the advertising ecosystem, it's a very bad thing in that respect. But Twitch has already mastered this technology. We just have to remember 3 things, in my opinion, that Santa Maria said about this platform of Kick. First is that he feels, and just guys, I have to say that Santa Maria is let's just say he's a great guy, holds a great position in the company. He may or may not have equity in the company. I don't know. But he is just one individual in the company. So this is his opinion that I'm relaying. I appreciated the 3 things, which are, he said, and I'm reciting this from memory based on his stream, that he did most recently in response to the Kick company drama to ensure that viewers understood that Kick, EasyGo, and Stake are actually wonderful workplaces. Wholeheartedly, I would even go and work for them. Anyway, the first thing was his view on Kick as new media, and in particular, the new mass-produced media. That was a paradigm shift for me. The second thing is his focus on content that is beyond gaming, right? That means that a streamer like me doing what I'm doing is still in the trash can, because I'm not going to be fulfilling this new media, new television, mass-produced stuff. And then last but not least, not something that Santa Maria said, but the CEO, Steak Eddie, said on a tweet that I bookmarked, but I can't be bothered to pull it up. Basically, Eddie said that Kick is the best place for streamers. The streaming experience is better here than anywhere else. Now, this is different to Twitch, that has always said Twitch is the best place to spend time, real time, live time. No better place, no better way to be with your community than to be live on Twitch. No other platform has the speed, scale, extensibility, and monetization means and staying power of Twitch. Nobody even comes close. If you actually know what they do, it's kind of like when people compare their favorite soccer players, and it's people I don't recognize that, hey, one's a goalie, one's a point shooter, that guy over there plays AFL. Do you know what I mean? It's like everyone has their strengths and weaknesses, and there's enough room for everybody. There's enough room for everybody. Okay, moving on. Starlight signups. Causey says that's kind of wacky. Like, how do you know? I'll have to clarify exactly what you're asking. But the point is that engagement. And let's not forget what Elon Musk said on Twitter, which is, if you get 12 likes, if you get more than 7 people, more than 10 people, real people engaging with you, that's a lot of people. That's a lot of people, right? If the average salary in Australia is 75, 85, you got 10 people, then on average, you have $850,000, right, of money that you could be signaling to. That's a big deal in the advertising game. But in the advertising game, you multiply that by hundreds of thousands, because viewership metrics are huge. You're targeting the economies of scale that you're going for. Anyway, Starlight signups. Okay, so in this Starlight streamers thing, yeah, they said that EV Games is going to do the poster this year. So the Starlight streamers, Rival Gaz is one of them, is going to be on some poster at EV Games. Who cares? The most important thing, though, is that signups are up. So I've signed up. The minimum goal, this is funny, right? The minimum goal is $150. I almost didn't sign up. I know, because I'm going to work for 200 hours for free and produce this stream on behalf of Starlight Children's Foundation charity. All right. But I almost spat the dummy at $150 because I only want to raise $100. Why is it 50% dearer? That's what I want to know, to even do the campaign. I don't understand why I can't just raise $100. I don't want to raise $150. Does that make sense? I know it sounds really bad, but I'm a small streamer with 7 tabs. 7 tabs on average. That's it. Right? I'm at home all day. What am I supposed to do to get that $150? I know you do the stream, you do all this shit, network and blah, 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 blah. All I want to do is play Starlight dress-ups, let people know about the foundation, watch the big ticker get closer and closer to 300,000, or 350 or whatever the metric is this year, and have fun playing family-friendly games. My challenge, though, is going to be playing these games that has enough appeal for young and old, and making sure that the adult games that I play or whatever aren't too adult for the kids. So what I'm saying is that, as much as I think a 10 to 16-year-old or 18, let's just say from 10 to 21, who's dying in a hospital might want to see Stellar Blade titties. I don't know if I can pull that off, right? Maybe I could. I was thinking about Elden Ring. I could do Elden Ring for the end of stream RPG. So last time I did the event, it went for 5 weeks. So it's I could stream an entire week just smashing out Elden Ring, see if I can pass. Okay, Causey says, for example, his analytics on his last stream, 16 views, peak 23, but VOD says 27. Okay, so that means total 23 people clicked and 4 VOD views. That would have to be it. That would have to be it. Well, at least commonsensically. So I guess we still use stream charts for accurate metrics, but VOD views will look wacky from now on. Well, they should just be on average, because you can scroll down and see, just like I did, to be okay, on average, no one watches my VODs. So whatever this number is should by and large reflect what I'm getting. Because these are just pure VOD views, not live views. And looking at this as an average, it's this should still be reflective of something close to my average viewers, or at least my average peak viewers. It should be reflective of. In terms of how accurate this is, it does not have accurate airtime for me. I've got about 50, I don't know, but on my hard drives, because I record every hour, I just count how many hours I have of footage. And I have greater recorded footage than airtime here. But I only record what I stream. Still, nonetheless, though, we are 400 hours out. So if I pull up my calculator, 400 divided by 7 is 57 days. Okay. Let's do 400 divided by 8. Okay, so it's 50 days. I got 50 days left. if I stream at 8 hours a day full time. It's going to be great. Causey says, my VODs are weird. Sometimes some views, sometimes no views. Yeah, it's just like that. But in my opinion, let me just close my own stream. Kick isn't really the place to watch VODs. I feel like most people would go to YouTube if they wanted to watch something of you with Kick, unless they are they're like me. And then when Joker, the Kick Joker guy, was getting cancelled, you're like, okay, let me just look at your stream exactly to see why you got cancelled. Causey says he agrees he should really start doing offline content. If you want to do offline content, bro, then you should do it. But only if you want to do it, right? Growing the stream and growing your stream and the time that you're live is actually quite straightforward. Like, let me pull up like kick.com. You know, if we were just to say like 3 things for growing the stream and it being incredibly simple on Twitch, on Kick, apologize. I only stream on Kick. I do not multi-stream. In my opinion, the 3 things that you have to do are just be regular and go live. That's it. Only play top live category things. And finally, network. That is it. That is it. Bonus points if you don't multi-stream. And bonus points if you have actual money to spend. If you have actual money to spend. Causey says, yeah, I will never do that. He says, I will never do that though. And I will say to him, okay, so you'll never do just chatting. This guy, he's never going to play Chain Together with Uber Fluff. Never. He's never going to do Elden Ring. He says he's not going to play GTL Fortnite on the regular. Might just start playing League. League is also one of these games, right? And no one is saying that you have to do like Fortnite or GTA or whatever. He likes League, but it's the only one there. Yeah. So what a lot of streamers on Twitch encounter is that they have their regular game or whatever, but it's not a popular game. Like my regular game is Hades. No one gives a shit about Hades, right? And I'm okay with that. But I got different purposes. As a streamer and a gamer, you got to be able to at least play one of these. You don't have to on your stream, ever. But you do need to be able to. So Amaranth, for example, where is she? She's in games and demos. What's she playing? She owns an esports team now. And then she's got her puppies. Oh, they all look like Ethel. Anyway, even this woman plays Fortnite on a slow day. On a slow day. Causey says he does agree with having a regular game to play. You play the game that you like, that you want to build a community around. Well, that's it, Causey. The thing is that, like, you know, as the owner of Gary's House of Content, I don't have any incentive, unlike other people, to give you any BS about things. I just look at the content and I look at what's happening and I say, this and that is what's happening. Look at the top 3 streamers here, right? Let me move my camera. Look at the top 3 streamers. What do you think they all have in common, right? Just use your noodle, guys. You don't have to be a rocket scientist. They've all got cameras. They're all at the same angle. 2 of them are purple. They're all on the left. Simple. Now you're going to be the streamer, Rival Gaz, who's on the right, who's facing the wrong way, who doesn't have purple light and isn't streaming at night time. And then Rival Gaz goes, why Am I not the same as them? It's pretty simple. You just have to cook up the same stuff. It's exactly the same as getting ahead on TikTok. People think they need to make an original TikTok. You're just stupid. The last TikTok that made you laugh, recreate it. It's not an original content platform. YouTube is. Twitch is. But not that platform. Okay, so I've discussed the VOD views, and I've talked about the literature review and everything else. I've already spoken about a lot of the ideas in previous videos, so I might just take this minute now to pull up the game and then show my current best time. Oh yeah, so here we are. Haven't quit out of the game. So I'll just move myself and then we'll wrap up. Because this is something that's important to me, guys, because this is what I've been grinding. So if I wasn't streaming full time and getting all the footage as my artifact of study for my PhD, so the way that it works, to explain it very simply and very quickly, is that half my PhD is about creating both physical and digital artifacts, proof of really good gaming and the culture of gaming and live streaming. I've got to make that, right? So I do the stream. I'm going to get a few thousand hours. I've already got, well, I've already got 1,500 hours there. And I've got 3 more years of the PhD. You know, so I'm going to have like 5,000 hours maybe 4,000. Let's just say 3. 3,000 hours of stream. Then all of this is going to get cooked up into a final product. And then we'll do an analysis of that. We'll do an analysis of all our interviews, all of our surveys, all of our observations, both live video and recorded on YouTube. Everything that's been written down in all the textbooks, all the latest and greatest conferences and presentations. Put it all together. I present my 5-factor model on elite gaming. What does my model do? Helps us know what elite gaming is and how we get better at games. See ya, Hatto. So let's have a look at this. So this was the attempt here. Oh no, that's Spear. This was my sub 10 time with Spear. 947. And where is it? Oh, so this was it when it took me, because we did 947 with Spear at attempt 833. And even though I escaped on these other ones, you can see how they're not under 10 minutes. This one was a 1041. That's pretty good.
Not my best.
This one 1057. 13, 13, 11, 1052, 1037, 11, 1130, 1130, 13, 13, yikes.
What happened that time?
11. This is all shield trying to get sub 10. 11. And we've got every attempt is on camera.
That one.
Cheating is a really big thing, you know, in speedruns and in online games in general. 1021, look how close I got. Oh my god.
Yeah.
And there it is. There's my latest time of 9:25. We did it yesterday. To a few tabs. Thank you to those tabs. You guys are awesome. Love you all very much. So today when I do Hades, we'll be doing the bow and arrow, which is for most, arguably, the most challenging. So yeah, guys, this is basically the PhD recap at the moment. My big fork in the road is, what am I going to do considering how most likely, statistically, and given my past failure to not secure a scholarship outside of my control, what am I going to do? What do I want to do? Because, like, we are going to finish stream in 50 days. And looking at the calendar, so this will be July, August. Okay. Well, come hell or high water, we're going to be getting our hours, hopefully. Right? I did the math before, not off stream charts, but just off my own recordings. I should be ready to go for Starlight Foundation in August. But yeah, we'll stream full time for that. What's this? 1 week, 2, 3, 4. Yes, another 5 weeks. So it'll be 5 weeks of content on Twitch. And go and follow Ninja if you haven't. He's playing this game. I want to play this game. You know, these guys are having a lot of fun. See you, Causey. Yeah, so like everything that I'm going to have to do is like get all the... This all needs to be renovated. Kick needs to be updated. Everything needs to be like brought into alignment with branding and all this sort of stuff. There's just a ton of stuff to do. But yeah, I will wrap up now as well. But that's been the big thought on my mind is if I don't get the scholarship, what am I going to do? And like, there are potential opportunities for me at the university here, but what other opportunities are there for me? That's what I want to know. And I don't really know. Because, you know, at some point I'm going to have the time available. The PhD is simple enough to do. I'm just largely at the literature review phase at the minute. When we get ethics and stuff, it's just surveys. You know, there's a lot of periods of intensity where we're cooking, and then we just simmer along and chill. But yeah, guys, hopefully some good news. But usually, which is the case for me, is that setbacks aren't actually setbacks. You know what I mean? I'm just a human being. I have to balance my feelings and emotions, but I am Rival Gaz. I am Gary Lee, you know, the one, the only. I'm always getting ahead. Sometimes I just don't see how it's all happening. But, you know, my inner strategist wants to have the control. But success is like a magic carpet. You just got to ride it. Okay, guys, I'm out of here. So I'm going to hit stop recording and then start the recording and then get ready to do some games. Laters. So.